Wait, should we together? But that was not together. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy, the Wrestling Classic, Justin. I'm back here with Rain City Toys, RV. How we doing, man? We got lots to catch up on. Yeah, Wrestlemania.
You're gone.
I was gone.
You left
Viva
me
Las
here.
Vegas.
Left me here.
We said we'd do a virtual episode. We did not.
WWE, send me some tickets. I'm his co-host. Come on.
We'll get the next year Wrestlemania. We'll try to get both of theirs media. Fun time. Haven't been to Vegas. Said I would never go back. I mean, I've been to Vegas. I haven't been there for like 10 years. Said I'd never go back. And I went back. And it was all calm until one night. And I will talk about it on Just Yapping. So this is your little teaser for Just Yapping. But I blame Noelle Foley. Yes, that is Mick Foley's daughter. It's her fault that we got a little rowdy one night. I blame Noelle Foley. But we'll share that story on Just Yapping. So you guys better be watching those. The last one did okay. Got over 100.
Oh, well.
We made it over 100. But, like, guys, tune in to Just Yapping. We're going to try to keep this short. We're going to talk about WrestleMania. We're going to, I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing about it now. It's been a week since WrestleMania.
It's been about a week and a half since we...
And it's going to be like a week and a half when this drops by the time this is edited and out. So, I guess we'll just keep it simple. For you, night 1 or night 2?
Night 2 was better.
Yeah.
Overall matches. Even with the ending with Cena and... what's that guy's name? Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Night 2 was a little bit more enjoyable. Maybe because we knew, the main event was coming and it felt like a main event. But in all honesty, I think the triple threat definitely.
I also want to point out what you're getting here is someone that watched at home with commentary, with friends, and someone that was there live without commentary, sitting in a box, watching it there. 2 different experiences. So, like, our opinions might be a little different because of that. I agree with you, though. I think night 2 was just overall a better show. I think night 1 was exactly what I said was going to happen. Jay and Gunther were going to open. Jay won the title. They had a yeet party. And then night 2 gave me more consistent throughout the show in terms of match qualities. I don't blame the rest of the night 1. I heard, I got to go back and watch it, probably that Jacob and LA Knight was like, I think you told me like,
that was a good match.
It was a good match.
Yeah, that match was good.
But they're live...
Was it good?
It wasn't not that it wasn't good. I think it's just like we weren't as invested in it as we should have been.
Well, in fairness, I was telling you, I got really sick over the weekend.
Yeah.
So I was in and out of night 1. But Jacob and LA Knight stuck out. What other matches on the card?
See what I'm trying to say? But you see what I'm trying to say? Night 1 was tough. And the New Day versus the Viking Raiders wasn't that invested.
That was no.
I think Logan Paul and AJ were night 1. I might be wrong.
No, I think they're night 2. But even so, Jey Uso and Gunther for us.
Yeah.
Well, watching it at home, it was a pretty bland match, and the finish didn't look very strong. Again, I get it. Someone said he took rib shots and he's been working on the ribs all match.
Were you shocked that Gunther tapped out?
A little. Well, not so shocked that, it made sense that, he was going to tap, but not that quick.
Yeah.
Like, he put him in the headlock and right away he just...
Yeah, night 1 was kind of small. Like, the other match on there, okay, yeah, so Jade Cargill and Naomi, it wasn't a bad match. It was pretty straightforward. That was night 1, but, like, it was very straightforward, you know what I mean? For me, the last 2 matches of night 1, for me, were good. I'm shocked that Dave Meltzer ranked Tiffany and Charlotte so low in terms of rankings. Obviously, I'm not a big Dave Meltzer rating guy anyways. I do think it's one man's opinion. That
was a tough match to watch on TV.
Was it?
Because of the outfits. You couldn't tell them apart.
Oh, okay.
And
there was some people complaining about that too. Like, they could have dressed differently. Like, they didn't both have to.
I don't know if Charlotte was like trying to mimic her, or like kind of get under her skin, or
maybe that was part of the story that Charlotte, everyone calls Tiffy Little Charlotte. Maybe that was what they were trying to. I don't know. But that match in the main event were great, and I love the whole everything that happened in the main event. I love the fire still burns video package for CM Punk. He's finally getting his main event. I'm glad he came out to Cult of Personality live performance from Living Color. Roman's a man, Seth's a man. I don't know why it sounds like I'm smoking a pack of cigarettes right now, but Seth winning was the right call. I think Punk got his main event. Roman's had like 10 of these. Seth got his big main event W.
It's more impactful for him to have Heyman on his side now and make that push, because I still feel Raymond is
Raymond. Everybody loves Raymond.
Raymond Reigns.
Yeah.
Roman is still part-time. CM Punk, he's not going to fight every week. Seth is there 24/7, and now...
I said that when we made the prediction, like, Seth has a fair argument. He is right. Roman shows up when it's convenient. Mm-hmm. Punk came back once the company was already popular, and now he's waving the flag.
Yeah.
So I think Seth makes the most sense right. I'm wrong. I'll put my hands up. I was wrong. I said that Heyman doesn't have to align with Seth. He could still help him without aligning with him. But everything the way it played out with Braun Breaker on Raw the next night and everything, like, I'm here for it.
Yeah, well, I thought somehow Punk was getting into the triple threat. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
That was, okay, the main event, Cena versus Cody. I had obviously a few guys over, and we're watching it, and we were bored. Not bored, because we were all anticipating the return of The Rock and the ref getting hit, and then the match really starting. So as soon as the ref got hit, everyone here started like, let's go. It's about to go down. So we all got excited. And then when Travis Scott's song hit, we were like, okay, this is what we waited for it to go down. And then it took, 1 hour for him to walk down the ramp?
That was the biggest problem. And I get the visuals. Yeah. We still, as much as we didn't have the commentary, we could see how it was playing on TV.
I can't even imagine how long it felt in person.
We had TVs in the box, and I get the visual, like Cena sitting there and Travis walking. But there was a couple of things. Like, once again, it took so long in your mind. You're like, why wouldn't Cena just pin Cody? He's been knocked out this entire time.
Well, another thing was Cena already had knocked the ref out. And now the ref is conscious again.
Yeah.
And now they're about to beat up Cody in front of the ref. You want to win this title, but you're willing to get disqualified.
Yeah.
So that made no sense there.
And then the whole idea that, part of you felt like, this Travis Scott thing's going to remix into The Rock's theme, and he's going to come out. Why isn't the final boss a part of this? And one thing that kind of not stressed me out, that's the wrong choice of words, but I kind of bummed me out was damn, Austin came out here to announce the attendance. Yeah. And drove his ATV into the barricade and stuff. And I'm like, does that mean he's not going to come out again? Because I wanted The Rock to come out and then Austin to be the savior. But
yeah, well, that's why they did that, right? So when he came out right away, I told a few of the guys, I'm like, oh shit, Austin's not going to be part of the match. Yeah. When he was announcing the attendance, I'm like, they're taking this, because we all wanted him to show up, just like last WrestleMania. So they're already eliminating that. So people don't leave upset.
And then I remember talking to one of the guys that were there also there for meeting, and they're like, yeah, but even if he does come out again, it won't hit the same. I'm like, it'll still hit because it's Austin, but they're like, it won't hit the same because now we already had the glass shot. Like,
so what was the reaction at Mania after Cena won? Were people kind of left?
I mean, there was people that were happy that Cena won because they grew up Cena fans.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, me, I could care less that he's 17-time world champion or whatnot. There was just a bummer, I think, because the Rock thing didn't play out. I think that was the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think a lot of people care about Travis Scott as much as WWE thinks they care about Travis Scott.
Nobody cares about
mainstream fans do, but
no,
it was kind of
in the wrestling world. Nobody cares about Travis Scott. Even people that follow Travis Scott don't care that he's in WWE.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of a letdown. It was almost, and I've heard a couple of people say this, and I agreed with it, and I said it myself. You could have had night one's main event night two, and it probably would have been better because that left more people like, wow. Even though, and I remember saying it to one of the WWE guys, I'm like, as predictable as it was that Heyman was going to turn on these guys, it was predictable. A lot of people predicted that. I'm not going to say it wasn't predictable. It still left you wanting to know what happens next. I'm like, WWE's in a crazy place right now where they can do some of the most predictable stuff, but it's good. Mm-hmm. You know, like sometimes there's something predictable, like, oh, this is so predictable, I don't want to watch it. It's predictable, but you want to see what happens next. Okay, so the Cena-Cody thing wasn't that predictable, but it also just wasn't good. Like, The Rock had to be part of it, and The Rock went on Pat McAfee the next day, says stuff about, like, he didn't think he needed to be there, and they did their part, and it almost sounds
you gotta get those memes circulating again. Yeah, this guy's straight bullshit.
There might be some tension there that he didn't get to do what he wanted to do. Like, they had Rock merch at the store saying, The Rock, Vegas, yada, 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 and he wasn't even part of the show at all. Is weird.
So something obviously went down. Storyline wise, because what was the purpose of Cena turning heel and selling his soul? So I said this to you off the record. This feels like WCW Starrcade, Hogan versus Sting. What a great moment, just completely ruined.
Well, the payoff wasn't like The Rock hasn't been part of it the entire build up either. Remember we said like there's been no Rock Travis Scott the entire build up, and now let's talk about it. Right, I'm here for Cena and Orton. You know, someone had to remind me that like Backlash is in St. Louis and that's Orton's hometown, which they referenced on SmackDown. But Raw, I forgot about that. I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. Running back with some of his old foes, I'm here for that. The promo's good. Like Cena's good at what he does. We know he's a good promo, but
is he really good on his promos right now?
No, listen, I'm the biggest Cena hater. I don't think he's great at promos generally, but I'm saying I can't argue that he's not like he's
No,
comfortable.
he's great at
talking.
promos, but these promos are so.
You tell me, you're the Cena fan. How do you feel about Cena right now?
They're not believable. That's all I have to tell you. They're just not believable. I don't think it's just too scripted. He can shit on the fans. He can shit on everything. But the way he's talking, maybe it's Hollywood. I don't know. His mannerisms are a little cartoony. His heelish turn is a bit cartoony. Very animated is what I would say.
You said to me off the record on the phone yesterday that it feels like he's acting. And we've talked about it on here before. I say sometimes when wrestlers leave and they go to Hollywood and then they come back and they try different things, it feels like they're acting. It happened to Adam Copeland, Edge. It happened to The Rock. It happens to Cena now.
Batista,
where they come back and it feels like they're playing a role rather than being that character that they were. The Rock never felt more rockish until he turned Final Boss. The Cena does feel like the heel turn was great. The build up to this match was great. But now are we going to keep... And I think part of it is the problem is The Rock's not involved anymore. So now he's just playing up this I hate you guys thing.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm actually already over it now.
Yeah.
Like, he got the title, and there's nothing that's intriguing for me to keep continuing to watch Cena's heel turn because someone should just beat him and take the title.
Does Cena hold the title all the way till his final date? You know, we put the dates on. He's like 37 days, yada, yada, yada. Or does he lose it along the way?
I think he loses it during the countdown. I think that's now the new thing. I'm the last champion is what the story is becoming.
Yeah.
Because Randy's not beating him. Let's be honest. He's not going to beat him. Maybe Travis Scott comes out again.
There's rumors that Travis and Cena are going to tag team at some point.
Yeah, there'll be a tag team match, right? But I'm so over it. I wish Cody would have just won at this point.
I wanted Cody to win, to be fair.
No, I wanted Cena to win.
that Cena won, but
yeah,
it just doesn't make sense because he's gonna have to turn babyface before he.
Well, if this was gonna happen the way it did, it would have been so much better watching Cena chase the world title the whole year
and then
win it or not win it, but it was there. Get his last ovation. Now he won. We're over it, and now people are just gonna say, "Oh, it's Cena's last match. Who gives a shit?"
Yeah,
it truly is. It's who cares now.
He has to be
and this coming from a Cena fan.
Yeah,
it's the excitement is over. He won his 17 title. He's playing a role now. We don't even.
And I said it before. I'm like, the only reason I thought Cody should win because I think the whole major goal here is to get Cody over as the next guy. So Cody has to be the guy to beat him. Right? Like, Cody has to be the guy that beat Cena.
But it was such a simple process. All we wanted was a modern-day Hulk Hogan from John Cena. That's all we want. A modern-day NWO for everyone that never grew up in the generation.
And we didn't get it because The Rock didn't want to show up. I feel different about it if The Rock was still part of it.
Of course. That's the whole thing. The Rock, he didn't show up in Vancouver. Now the guy didn't show up at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He's a bum.
He's a bum. It's crazy. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I do think the women killed it. I do think that Io, Rhea, and Bianca had a banger of a match for night 2. Probably the best women's match of the year so far. Only 4 months.
I agree. That was a great match.
But it was a great match. Yeah. So happy for Dom. I wanted Dom to win the whole time. And I think it's crazy. Like, Summer Rae, Danielle, shout out to her, Danielle Monet, like, she keeps sending me things. She's like, man, when this guy turns babyface, he's going to be so over. Because I think people are just learning to love him.
Don't you think it was too early, though, for him to still win?
No.
I feel like they could have still rode the momentum a little bit, do a Finn Balor.
If Finn won, like, this is what I said with the prediction, like, if Finn won, Finn's won that belt so many times.
Yeah.
If Braun retains, cool. If Penta won, all right, maybe a little bit too early. I'm like, I feel like Dom deserves it right now.
Well, I had Braun winning. That was my prediction. Well, I thought Finn, then Braun.
But seeing how things played out with Braun, I'm okay.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. But it would have been cool if he had a title.
I think
he can always win it back.
Because now you have this little cool mix where, like, Punk can face Braun, and Roman can face Seth, but then Roman can face Braun, and then Punk can face Seth again. Like, and then they can have a tag match. Like, you can play with these 4.
You think the faction's going to grow?
I think, if anything, they had Becky. She just turned heel on Lyra the next night out of nowhere.
Oh, that was a brutal match.
Yeah.
That was.
What was the turn or, like, the match that night?
That match. I felt bad for Bayley.
Yeah, I do feel bad for Bayley.
Actually,
and hearing what she said on Chris Van Vliet's show the next day about, like, not feeling she's ever made it to Charlotte and Becky's level, like, it's true. Like, why hasn't she? And I didn't realize that. She's like, I've never really on the posters. I've never, like, she kind of cut her own pipe. I'm like, I never thought about that. And I have, like, a weird, like, Bayley's my, like, least favorite horsewoman out of the 4. If you don't want to rank them, it's Mercedes, Charlotte, Becky, Bayley. But that being said, like...
Well, yeah. She is.
That's like being my least favorite of 4 goats. So it's like, I do think she deserves a lot more. and she deserves a lot more. And it does kind of suck because she's been a little bit more of a staple than the rest of them. I feel like she's missed the least amount of time compared to the last other three.
I think she's the best on the mic from all of them.
I think she got better. I think at the beginning she was the worst.
Now I think she's the best.
I think she's moved up. Ever since she turned heel, became the role model, I think she's really... There was a time I didn't think she could talk on the mic. She's better at talking on the mic than Mercedes right now. And I love Mercedes.
We know you love Mercedes.
We love Mercedes. Everybody loves Mercedes.
We do not know Mercedes.
But yeah, I don't know. I do think it sucks. It was cool having Becky come back. Obviously, she has a connection to Lyra. It took me a minute to remember.
But were you guys excited when Becky came back?
It was spoiled for me, so I wasn't.
What were the fans genuinely
I think they
excited?
were. Yeah.
Because we weren't excited. We were like, oh, Becky.
I don't think. But would you be excited if Bayley just teamed with them around the titles? The whole situation is lukewarm. There's two things that made sense. Lyra does have history with Becky, and two, there is the story that the last person Becky faced was Liv.
We just wanted Liv and Raquel to win. We actually didn't care.
I didn't want Liv and Raquel to win too.
Yeah, we didn't care who they faced. We just hoped that they didn't
I'm glad they won it back the next night. I know some people are like, what was the point of that? I'm like, no, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just, where does Bayley go from here now, right? Becky turned heel.
Chases the world title
It's
against
weird.
Io.
Shout out to Zelina Vega, new Women's United States Champion on SmackDown.
That was
Beat
nice to
Chelsea.
see. That was nice.
And listen, Chelsea's fine without a title. Chelsea's established.
So you obviously have the insight on this. Was it signed in Alistair's contract? I come back if Zelina wins?
No, that's so funny, though. I'm happy Alistair's back. I'm going to see how it plays out. I'm going to be
He looked good.
Yeah, I'm a bigger Alistair fan than I am a Rusev fan. This is my own personal opinion. But I'm going to be very cautious to see how things play out for both of them. The roster's stacked. I want both of them to succeed.
Yeah.
But how do we do that, right?
Alistair, he can...
Get in the U.S. title picture.
With Jacob Fatu, maybe.
Like, it's tough. It's tough. There's so much talent. It's tough. But
yeah.
I always said that in every company, Alistair's never been pushed or ridden the way that the potential he could reach as a character. And he doesn't need to be so dark and gloomy. I think the best Alistair was when he was on NXT because he was the dark, ominous guy, but he wasn't too,
I agree.
Magical, mystical. There's the way to book him that he could be I could see Alistair as a world champion, personally.
I could too.
Rusev, I could also see as a world champion, but you also gotta be, how are we gonna book him? How do we keep him strong? You know what I mean? Not that impressive that the first people he came out to beat up was Tozawa and Otis, right? Where do we go from here? Alistair, The Miz, okay, you can mess around with The Miz for a minute.
You can put Rusev over if he beats Gunther clean.
Yeah.
Then you can make it a little bit more believable. Okay, this guy's now in line to do stuff. But do people still care about Rusev?
Yeah.
Right? People care about Rusev Day.
Because it's even once Cody gets the title back, you can do a Cody Alistair thing. You know what I mean? Got it back. But
I'm now looking forward for Cody to come back and taking the title back off Cena.
Yeah.
As a Cena fan, I'm just over it. His promos are so bad.
Who's?
Cena's.
They're not believable.
They're not genuine.
They feel really forced. At first, it was cool, it's different. Remember, at first we talked about how it felt weird because we're not used to it? It still feels weird. And people like them when they're live. It's people it almost feels like everyone's in on the joke because even when he was saying stuff to the fans, I was sitting up there and people we're sorry, Cena. Everyone's
that was funny.
Everyone's playing into it because they know.
But even when Randy Orton came out, how much content do you really have on John Cena? We know he's just been a suck up or, the corporate guy. And then when Randy Orton started talking about John Cena, you need to have kids. I'm what are they doing?
That's funny though.
No, why are you talking about this in wrestling? Just have kids, you'll be happier.
You need to grow up or something.
And it was funny how he said, look, I raised everyone else's kids and look how they turned out. But it was just a weird wrestling promo. Orton did a good job.
Yeah.
Keeping us a little entertained, but the storyline don't even make sense anymore. It's
so hard. I think about guys like Alistair, LA Knight, Jacob, Solo, they're all gonna suffer as long as
AJ Styles, Finn Balor.
As long as there's a Cena and a Punk and a Roman and a Seth, how do you crack that top of the card? Where does Gunther really go? Okay, you beat up Pat McAfee, you come up Cole. Where does he go from here? Mm-hmm. It's intriguing to see. We all thought Sammy was going to turn on Jay in that promo, but they had a peaceful celebration. But
that's because Jimmy's music hit.
Yeah, is Sammy going to be the first person to challenge Jay? Where do we go from here? It's all intriguing. Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite moment from the week?
Favorite moment of the week?
It's hard because there's a lot of good stuff. I'm happy Punk main evented. That's one for me. I'm happy Zelina won the title. Shout out to her. That's such a cool moment. She finally won her first singles title. I'm happy Alicia's back. Mm-hmm. That was hype for me. I'm happy Dom won the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, I think if I had to rank it, I'd go number 1 was Heyman
Yeah.
with Seth. That was memorable. Dom winning 2.
Yeah.
And then Cena winning.
Yeah.
Well, it was a
But
shocker
yeah.
still. No, it was still a shocker that he won.
The way it happened wasn't
Yeah,
cool.
like it was really slow paced, but I didn't think he was actually going to win when Travis Scott came out. But then he just kicked him in the nuts and won. But in a way, I was like, what a great way to win number 17, the dirtiest player in the game. You know,
Yeah, beat
Ric
Ric
Flair,
Flair's thing.
being dirty. So,
And it was cool to see all the stuff with Heyman, with Braun and Seth against Punk and Roman, and now like Punk and Roman probably have to come together to fight off Braun and Seth, and it's good. Like they're doing really good storytelling stuff. There's a lot of good stuff to look forward to. On the flip side, on the other show,
Raw was good.
On the other show, all I'm looking at is MJF trying to join
What
the
other show?
syndicate.
You still watch that?
AEW, yeah. And Mariah May might be coming to WWE. We'll see. Talk to her.
I can't even tell you a single match from that week or what's going on. Or I haven't even seen a promo package of AEW.
That's wild.
Or even a highlight
That is
of anything of AEW.
But yeah, we're gonna wrap this up, guys. That's just our WrestleMania reviews. That's the highlights for me. I had a great time. If you want to hear more about my trip, we're gonna record a Just Yapping where I tell you guys about that whole experience and the interviews I got to do and what you guys have to look forward to. Really quickly though, what's like a new hot toy that you have going on? Rain City Toys. What's popping off right now?
Popping off. I don't know. It's anything old schools. James
Yeah.
King Lawler's. Those things are moving. Kevin Owens. Earthquake Typhoon. It's been popular. But I got some new stuff coming in. But
did you watch the Hall of Fame?
no.
I watched Triple H's speech. And
I was told it went down
Brett,
until like 2 a.m. So I didn't.
I watched the Bret Austin induction. And I watched Triple H speech. Triple H speech is really good. Really long, but it's really good. So
did you go to the roast?
I did not go to the roast, but I found the audio. Some crazy stuff happened on there.
Okay.
Some crazy shit was said.
That off.
Yeah. Guys, check out the Wrestling Class. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just dropped the interviews with Zelina Vega. I got interviews with Carmella, Mustafa Ali, McFoley still in the bag, Marcus Mathers. I'm supposed to record a couple this week. Got some interviews, quick ones with Tito Santana and Demolition and Ahmed Johnson, and a couple of the ID guys, Cappuccino Jones and Sheldon Legacy will be dropping soon. Quick ones. Check all that out, man. Follow Rain City Toys, get your toys. Follow TWC Worldwide on Twitter and subscribe to me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts with TWC Show and listen to us every week. And check out Just Yapping if you want to hear about my trip and everything that went down in Vegas and how Noel Foley's a bad influence. And yeah, man, keep doing the thing. We'll see you all next time. Anything you want to add?
Go Canucks, go. Next year.
They're not even in the playoffs.
It sucks.
Go Leafs, go? I don't know.
No, watch your mouth. We're not going to say that next time.
Peace.